Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you. I always look forward to Monday. It's time for Monday motivation. Today, we are beginning a two-part conversation about integrative wellness. Our focus today is caring for body, mind, and spirit. This is a subject I talk about often. Today, I just want to, for this weekend, next week, just dive a little deeper on that integration. So I'll begin with the question that I put out in my Friday post. And that was, have you ever done all the right things for your health, but still feel tired, overwhelmed, disconnected? Maybe you were trying to eat better. Maybe you were walking more. Maybe you were taking, new supplements or scheduling doctor's appointments, drinking more water, praying more, journaling, sleeping more, trying to stay positive. Oh, all those things, and keeping up with our lives while we try to do it all. Sometimes self-care can seem time consuming just to keep ourselves going. But you were doing all the right things no matter what you were doing, and you still maybe didn't feel whole. That is where the conversation about integrative wellness begins, because wellness is not just one thing. It is not only about nutrition and exercise. It's not just about rest or positive thinking. It's not just about prayer or meditation. Wellness is the way all of those pieces work together. If we haven't met before, my name is Terri Sterk. I am a wellness coach, a speaker, and an author, and I serve women like you and like me, those of us who have experienced challenging seasons. My aim is to help you nurture wellness of body, mind, and spirit. That's what we're here to talk about. Integrative wellness is a whole person approach. It invites us to look at the body, mind, emotions, and spirit as interconnected parts of a single life. We are human and we are complex. What happens in the body affects the mind. What happens in the mind affects the body. What we carry emotionally can affect our energy and our sleep schedules, our relationships, and our sense of peace. And when our spirit feels weary or disconnected, everything can feel heavier. So today, I want us to slow down and look at what it means to care for the whole woman. Because sometimes wellness is not about trying harder. Sometimes wellness begins when we finally start paying attention. Let's first talk about what integrative wellness actually means. Integrative wellness is the practice of caring for the whole person. It recognizes that many areas of life influence your health and well-being. Your physical body, your thoughts, your emotions, your spiritual life, your relationships, your habits, stress level, the environment, your purpose, your support system. These are a lot of things, and it's not comprehensive. All of these parts of us are interconnected, and that's integrative wellness. It is not about separating the body from the mind or the mind from the spirit. It's not about looking at our emotions and addressing those separately. It's all one. It's about asking, how is the whole person doing? Integrative wellness complements medicine. It complements your medical. It does not mean ignoring doctors or avoiding treatment, rejecting medication, or pretending we can pray, stretch, or journal our way through everything. It takes all of it. That is wisdom. Integrative wellness works best when it brings things together. That is so important. It's something especially important for women who walk through serious illness, trauma, grief, chronic stress, or other major life transitions. I know because I've been through all of that. That's how I learned how to support myself and why I want to teach you the same things that helped me, because I think they can help you too. Sometimes we need the doctor. Other times we need a counselor or a good listening ear. Sometimes we need a prayer circle. We need to be surrounded by like-minded people who can help lift us up. Other times we need to walk around the block and have some solitude. Or we need a quiet room and an honest journaling prompt. Something to help us clear our mind. Sometimes we need to admit we are not okay and ask for help. That is integrative wellness. It is caring for the whole person with wisdom, compassion, and courage. Now let's go back to that opening question. Why can we do all the right things and still feel tired, overwhelmed, or disconnected? One reason is that we may be caring for one part of ourselves while ignoring another part. We may be eating healthier, but still carrying emotional stress that we haven't yet processed. We may be exercising, but still sleeping poorly, or praying for peace while continuing to push our body beyond its limits. We may be reading devotionals, but never allowing ourselves to grieve. We may be checking off the wellness habits, but still living with a nervous system that is on high alert. And when one part of us is neglected, the whole person feels it. Sometimes we are tired because we need sleep. We feel exhausted because we've just overdone. But sometimes we are tired because we've been carrying too much for too long. Maybe we haven't given ourselves opportunity to heal, to grieve. Sometimes we feel disconnected because we need more time with the higher power, with God. But sometimes our body feels tense because we're disconnected. We've been moving through life on autopilot without paying attention. We feel tense, and maybe that means we need some stretching or movement, some shoulder rolls, some head movement. That is why integrative wellness asks better questions. Instead of only asking, what should I do? It asks, what do I need? What is my body saying? What is my mind repeating? What does my heart feel? What is it carrying? What is my spirit longing for? Those are questions that change the conversation. It's not just, how are you today? It's, how's your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit? Those questions help us to integrate the whole being. It moves us from performance to awareness. And awareness is often where healing begins. Let's begin with the body, listening instead of pushing. The body is always speaking. The question is whether we're listening or not. Many women have learned to push through discomfort, push through fatigue or stress or tension and pain. We tell ourselves, I just need to get through this week. Then next week comes and we say it again. We keep overriding the signals. But the body has a language. Fatigue can be a signal. Muscle tension and headaches are also signals. Other signals could be restlessness, shallow breathing, trouble sleeping, or feeling heavy, numb, disconnected. These are all signals that signal something needs attention. Body, mind, emotion, spirit. Something needs attention. Maybe more than one thing. It doesn't mean that every symptom has one simple explanation. We always need wisdom. We need to seek medical care when something is concerning or persistent or just unusual from our normal ways. Your body has carried you through every day of your life. It has carried you through joy, stress, work, grief, illness, transition, caregiving, recovery, and a lot of ordinary moments in between all that. For those of us who've walked through breast cancer or any other major health challenge, the relationship with the body can become very complicated. In chapter 9 of my book, Thrive After Breast Cancer, I talk about healing scars that remain. Scars are physical, but they're also emotional. Some are visible and some are hidden, but all of them become part of our healing journey. And one thing I have learned is this: healing does not always mean everything goes back to the way it was. Sometimes healing means learning how to live a new way with tenderness and wisdom and respect for your body and all it's been through. That is integrative wellness. It is learning to ask what my body is asking for today. Is it asking for rest, for more water? Is it asking for movement or better nutrition? Is it asking for stretching? Is it asking for a doctor's appointment to address some pain you are having and you've been putting off? Is it asking you to slow down and quit pushing or rushing? We do not honor the body by forcing it to meet unrealistic expectations. We honor the body by listening and responding with care. Now let's talk about the mind. Oh, the mind is powerful. What we think about, rehearse, repeat, whatever it is, we can shape the way we experience our day. That does not mean we control every thought, because we certainly cannot. But we can begin to notice the patterns. For many women, the mind is constantly busy, planning, worrying, remembering, regretting, anticipating, solving, replaying, preparing for the worst. Sometimes we call that being responsible. But there is a difference between wisdom and constant mental pressure. There is a difference between planning and overthinking. And there's a difference between being prepared, but always living on alert. Integrative wellness invites you to notice what your mind is carrying and how that might be impacting your body. What are you telling yourself right now as you're listening to this video? Are you being kind to yourself, or are you beating yourself up? Those thoughts matter because your mind is powerful. Your mind can either support your healing or it can add pressure to the healing process. One helpful practice is to pause and ask yourself, is this true? Is what my mind is thinking true? Is this helpful? Is it helpful to my healing? Is this thought rooted in fear or wisdom? What would I say to a woman I love if she were carrying this same thought? That last question is the most powerful one because many of us speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to a friend. We would say, "This has been hard. Give yourself grace. Take the next right step. Don't beat yourself up about yesterday. Let's move on with today." This is the kind of voice we need to cultivate within ourselves. The mind needs care too. The goal is not to have a perfectly calm mind. The goal is to create enough space to hear what is true. Now let's talk about the spirit and staying connected to hope. For me, this is essential to a thriving life. Our spiritual life is not separate from wellness. It is part of how we stay rooted, especially when life is uncertain. Whatever your belief, when the spirit is weary, something feels heavier. We may still function and get through our day. We may still show up. We may still get the tasks done. But inside we feel dry or distant, disconnected, discouraged. Spiritual wellness is not pretending everything is okay. It is not forcing a smile when your heart is breaking. Spiritual wellness is staying connected to a higher power, to God. That helps you stay connected to hope and meaning and truth in the middle of real life. Sometimes it looks like sitting in stillness. Sometimes it's gratitude and being grateful for the life you have and the people you have in your life. Sometimes it looks like, "God, help me. I'm tired. Please, I need help with this next step." And for women who are carrying stress, grief, health challenges, family concerns, emotional pain, that honesty matters. Asking for help from our spiritual leader is a great place to go. There are times when our spirit needs encouragement. There are times when our spirit needs community. There's times when our spirit needs quiet and stillness. There are times when our spirit needs to remember, I am not alone. That is why faith can be such an anchor in integrative wellness. The whole person, body, mind, spirit, emotions. But the real power of integrative wellness is understanding that these things are all connected. Let me give you an example. A woman may feel exhausted. She assumes she needs more sleep, and maybe she does. But when she looks deeper, when she reflects deeper, she realizes her body is tired because her mind has been on overdrive. Her mind has been racing all night. It never shut down, so she never got a good night's sleep. And why is her mind racing? Maybe she's holding on to fear or uncertainty. Maybe she's carrying fear because she's all alone and she feels alone because she's been trying to handle everything privately instead of asking for support. Do you see how connected all this is for that woman? Has that ever been you? I know it's been me. That's for sure. Another story is a woman who feels spiritually dry. She realizes her body is worn down because the body has been through so much. Her schedule is too full, her emotions are unprocessed. She's not had a quiet moment in weeks. Again, it's all connected. That is why integrative wellness is so helpful. It helps us stop blaming ourselves and start paying attention. It helps us say, maybe I need to support the whole person, not just one part. That is a very different approach to wellness, at least for some of us. Here's your action step for this week. I want you to take 5 quiet moments, 5 minutes, and do a simple whole person check-in. You can write this in a journal, which I would suggest so that you can track it. Maybe each Monday morning, or maybe each day. I have a daily morning practice where I track, how am I doing today? Or you can just sit quietly and reflect. But ask yourself these 4 questions. What is my body asking for today? Maybe it's rest, movement, nourishment. Maybe it just needs to slow down it and be quiet. What is my mind needing today? Maybe it needs quiet. It needs to slow down. It needs a break from information overload. What is your spirit longing for today? Maybe it's gratitude or stillness or hope. Maybe it's the reminder that you are not alone. And then end with a final question. What is one small step I can take today? This is not asking for a complete life overhaul. It's just one step. One small step matters because integrative wellness is built through small, faithful choices. Closing today, I want you to remember this. You are not a checklist. You're not a project that needs fixed. You are a person, a whole person. Your body matters, your mind matters, your emotions count, your spirit counts. Most of all, your story matters. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is just stop pushing through it and start paying attention. What is your story? So this week, ask yourself, what part of me needs extra care? Is it my body, my mind? Maybe it's an emotion. Maybe it's your spirit. Then take one small faithful step forward. That is how we begin to move toward peace and strength and renewal. That is how we thrive, not just survive, one step at a time. Next week, we'll continue this conversation with part two, where we'll talk about integrative wellness in practice, including supportive modalities and tools that can help with pain or stress and healing. Thank you for joining me today for Monday Motivation. Be gentle with yourself this week. And remember, you are a whole person. And wellness begins with one honest moment of awareness. As always, I'm cheering you on.